Why loan origination fees vary so much? Because they just do.
It depends on
Depending
the
on,
bank.
yeah, it
Yeah.
depends on the bank.
Really, the origination is going to differ because there's a lot of banks out there that the only thing they want to show you is how great the rate is, right? They just want to show you all the bells and whistles, but they don't tell you
Yep.
anything that's behind the scenes. So they'll be like, oh yeah, I could totally beat that rate. I can give you like 2%, but they fail to mention that they're going to charge you $20,000 just to do that. Okay. So
Mhm.
when it's too good to be true, when you understand why these fees are put in place, if you understand your true loan scenario, then the chances of it falling apart is going to be a lot lessened.
That's why I always encourage buyers to ask for the findings fees of how much their net's gonna be if they're going with that lender. Like, let's say
Correct.
you got a quote from a lender or 3 different lenders because you're shopping around, because you're listening to what me and Lisa are recommending you to do, and you found 3 lenders. Ask them to give you their closing costs of doing business with you. Then you
Yeah.
could compare, and then from there you can say, wait, this person's giving me 2.8%, but they're charging me an arm and a leg. This person's giving me
Mm-hmm.
3%, but man, it's much doable for me in closing costs. I have money in my
Right.
pocket at the end of the day. That's why you compare lenders, and don't just compare by what they say. Compare by the actual numbers. Numbers don't lie.
And be
So
very
you,
careful with that too, guys, because a lot of times lenders will put in a lot of fees for their
oh
origination because they
yeah,
have to, okay? And then what they do is they lower the fees from escrow, title, and things like that. So it looks really attractive. It doesn't look like at the end of the day, oh, the fees are pretty much the same. But you have to understand that lenders do not control title escrow fees at all.
yep.
So they can estimate low, and then all of a sudden you're gonna come into escrow. You're like, what? I need $5,000 more. And that's again the really
We've seen
one
that.
of the situations that
We've seen that.
people
Yeah.
can't afford the situation. Okay. So when you're looking at all of that, look at what is actually the lender's fees. Everything else, doesn't matter what lender you go to, it's going to be the
Don't
same
matter.
regardless. Okay.
Yep.
But I like to pad things a little bit high so you're super prepared. Okay. Because you never know who the seller is going to choose as a title and escrow company. They are the ones that are going to choose that. And sometimes it just happens to be a more expensive company. It stinks, but I've seen that happen. And especially for new builds, for brand new builds, the title and owner title fees are much, much higher. Everything on a brand new build is a lot higher. So if you are looking for a house and you get discouraged, or like, you know what, I'm just going to try this brand new build. Brand new builds, the property tax usually are much higher because they have a tapped on Melrose. And then on top of that, all of their title and escrow fees, they will require that the buyer pays for
All
everything,
of it. Yep. It's
and then
non-negotiable.
some. Right. It's absolutely non-negotiable. So you're going to have to take a look at all of that, compare it apples to apples, compare it line to line. And a lot of times it is a little bit confusing because everybody's spreadsheets look a little bit different. So it can be
Yep.
quite overwhelming. For me, it's actually quite simple. I like to take a look at it. If you have a quote and you want me to give you a second opinion, I just put it line by line, this lender A, lender B, there it is. That way it's very, very simple and very easy for you to see.